Hi, all. I hope you're doing well. If you're looking for a little bit of advice on how to job develop, any sort of career guidance throughout the stay at home order, you come to the right place. My name's TJ. I'm an employment specialist with Community Mental Health for Central Michigan. And today we're going to give you a few tips on how to stay proactive and productive while taking a hands on approach to job development throughout the stay at home order. So we made a few clips for everybody so that they can have a visual guide as well. I'll pull that up here for everybody. Now, this won't be word for word, cookie cutter, exactly what you'll walk into for every sort of interaction you'll have when you're networking, but this is a rough guideline. So, this will give you some structure, hopefully, for how to prepare for these interactions that you'll have. So, first things first, we need to know who to contact. Quite simply, businesses that are still open, businesses that will be open, and industries that will sustain or grow. So those are usually the three ways you can break it down when it's a situation like this. Now, obviously, this is kind of rare, the waters that we're in right now, but businesses that are still open throughout all this, a great place to start. So that's your healthcare fields, that's your grocery stores, utilities. So that's electric, that's gas, that's water, whatever it might be. Some retail settings are still open, depending on what it might be. It's a good idea to maybe do a quick search online for the order that was put into place from the governor so that you can see in black and white, they break it down industry per industry, what has stayed open and what hasn't been affected or won't be affected for however long the order stays in place. Good place to look. Businesses that will be open, so the ones that have hit pause, that doesn't mean they won't be hiring in a few weeks or maybe a month from now. Lay the groundwork now, make contact. You might get lucky. They might have an extra 5 or 10 minutes than maybe when they were super busy a month ago or 2 months ago, I guess. So it's a good idea to start to make contact with them as well, just to see for down the road. And then long term, industries that will sustain or grow. So if you're in a position where you're thinking long term career, that's a good place to start. What industries will people still need no matter the economic outlook on our day to day workforce? So those are a few good places to start when you're trying to figure out who to contact. Next, making contact. So how do we contact them? Phone calls, emails, social media, strategic face-to-face. Phone call is pretty straightforward. If you can't find the number, have someone help you, whether that's a CMH staff, another professional that you're working with for job development, friend, family member, whoever. Find that number, make some notes before you call so that you're prepared. Those notes would probably tie into the next thing, email or even social media. An email or a direct message is going to consist of a lot of the information that you would want prepared for the phone call. It's just in word form. So if you're more comfortable with tech, I would probably use email or social media as another way, just another resource. And then strategic face-to-face, some offices are staying open. It just depends on what company you're speaking with. So making a phone call or email or a direct message, because a lot of companies have social media these days and it goes directly to a decision maker usually. It's a good place to figure out, hey, do you have 5 minutes where I can come into the office? They can unlock the door if that's where they're doing right now. It's just a good place to start to potentially give yourself options for where you can succeed with making contact. Next, research the company. So let's say you make contact, they want to have a quick sit down or they're going to give you 10 minutes over the phone a few days from after you make first contact with them. Well, you better know something about them, right? What's their backstory? What are their products or services? What's their culture like? Their mission, right? Why do they do what they do? And who do you need to talk to, right? Who's the decision maker? When are they usually in? All this information, you can usually the first three. So anything about their history or backstory, their product or service, the culture or their long-term mission, why they do what they do. All those things can usually be found online or from word of mouth. You can talk to people who have worked there, who have shopped there, interacted with the company in some way. Maybe yourself, you've done that. So that type of homework usually will help you prepare to know if you're going to have a 10 to 15-minute conversation with a decision maker. They may ask you, what do you know about our company? If you know that stuff, it shows that you've done your homework, you've been thorough, you've gone above and beyond maybe just someone who's just off a quick whim applied and fingers crossed hoped. No, you're prepared and you're ready to make sure that you can have them understand, hey, uh, I'm actually invested in your company and I truly want to work here, opposed to just a random application. And who do you need to talk to? The phone call, email, you can usually find that out. who's the decision maker, when are they in, so you can have a better idea of your best odds to talk to somebody for 5, 10, 15 minutes for the first time. And if all that goes well and you can get an interview, you want to know the types of questions you may see. You want to look to your network or your resources, and that goes back to anybody who has worked there or knows anybody who has worked there, or maybe they're in the industry that company falls under. Look to those resources, because then you can prepare a heck of a lot more than if you were on your own, going in there blind. And then what to wear. If you've gone into the business and you know what they wear on a day-to-day, that's important to reference, to think, okay, I remember they wore business casual, or it was very business attire, strict business attire. That's important to remember, so you can dress to impress, right? That's why it's an old saying. It's usually a good rule of thumb. You can usually identify a supervisor one step above the role you're applying for is a good idea of where to start for building out maybe an outfit that you're going to wear in for an interview, so that they can see that you're prepared, and you'll match maybe what they're trying to present as employees or as a company. So that's important too. So these aren't going to be everything that you'll see while you're networking, but that's a lot of the important stuff. We'll continue to make videos for you. If you find these helpful, that's awesome. If you think that other bits of information would be more helpful, let CMH staff know. We'd be happy to tailor these videos to meet as many of your needs as possible. So I hope you're doing all you can during this time, and we will see you guys soon, hopefully down the road. Take care.